Hello everyone! Today we're going to be talking about something that happens to every type of creative out there, burnout and art block. Like I've said in prior videos and shorts, I'm in the process of coming out of a creative burnout phase, so I thought that it would be nice to share with you how I deal with these types of things, because I know that it's something that is really hard to avoid, so without further ado, let's get to it. First of all, maybe I should explain what is burnout and art block. So burnout and art block are technically different things, although in my experience they feel very much alike. Art block happens when you want to draw, but either nothing that you draw comes out like you want, you lack inspiration and don't really know what to draw, or you want to draw, but when you start to, you lack the motivation to actually do it. This last one sounds like a contradiction, but unfortunately it's real and happens quite a lot. Burnout, I think, can be boiled down to when you've worked so hard on something, so obsessively that you just feel exhausted, completely drained creatively, you lack motivation and sometimes inspiration as well. Maybe it's because I'm so connected to my art, but whenever I get burned out, I'm also affected emotionally. Hopefully that's not the case for everyone and I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. But, it's important to realize that these things are quite common and are to be expected. That's why it's so important that we learn how to deal with it, especially if we want to take up art as a career. I figured that these things happen due to a cluster of reasons: overworking, isolation, not consuming media, not resting, putting too much pressure on yourself, and so on. So even though they are not exactly avoidable, let me give you some tips on how to avoid it. Don't spend all your time drawing. Seriously, it's not good for you. Your brain will eventually just get bored and tired and you'll just stop enjoying it. Diversity is the spice of life, as they say. Try to do other things besides drawing. A few years ago I used to draw all the time. I did nothing else, I would just draw. So you might not find it surprising when I tell you that I was in a constant state of burnout or art block. Also, we should probably take into consideration that overworking yourself can also lead to physical damage like cramps, carpal tunnel, and things of the sort. Always take time to take care of yourself. Another tip that I can give you is that you should probably consume other types of media. Do you know why I got out of burnout phase that I mentioned before? Among other things that I'll talk about later, I started to have other hobbies. I would watch movies, series, read more, play video games. I would learn about other cultures, philosophies, moments in history. Remember that your creativity doesn't come from nowhere. You take inspiration from everything around, even the things that you consume, even if you don't realize it. So taking time to rest up and enjoy other types of media is incredibly important, and it's definitely not a waste of time. Again, take time to take care of yourself and broaden your horizons. And my last tip on how to avoid burnout and art block would be to get out and touch some grass and make human connections. A few months ago, I was officially out of school and out of a job, so I tried to spend all my time working, trying to make lots of pieces that I could put in my portfolio. I was drawing all day, every day, fearing that if I were to stop, I would be wasting my time. I wouldn't be as productive as I needed to be. It's true, I was able to do a lot of work, portfolio work, comics, videos, and even shorts. However, if I had given it more time, it would have ended up being more enjoyable for me to do, and also it would end up with much cleaner results. I have to admit I was really pushing my luck there. I'm actually surprised I didn't burn out earlier. So please learn from my mistakes and take time away from art. Spend time with your family and friends and have fun. But now you might be saying, well, sure, that's how you avoid it, but I'm already going through it, so what should I do? Well, it's actually much simpler than you think. This is what I do. Rest up as much as you need and do other stuff for a little while, at least for a day, but I'd say more than that, maybe a week or two. Basically take a break and do what I talked about here earlier. Another thing that I try is having a change of pace every now and then. For example, if I have been doing too many characters, maybe I'll do a few background pieces to break it up. If I've been drawing in the same art style for too long, maybe change it up a little, experiment. This point in particular is important for new artists. I'm going to be honest with you, I know that you've worked really hard to find something that you can call your art style, but it's unrealistic to think that it won't change. In fact, it's a good thing that it changes with time. It means you're getting better. So don't be afraid to embrace change, because trying to stay the same is only holding you back. On another note, very related, do you want to draw but you don't know what to draw? Take this time to work on your technique and your fundamentals. Do studies, figure drawings of people with different body types, ages and body proportions. Do perspective drawings, draw still lifes, do portraits of people. And I'm not talking just about portraits of traditionally pretty girls, I'm talking about everyone. There is so much diversity of features out there, so many interesting faces, beautiful in their own way. Take advantage of that. And yes, practice realism. I know it's boring. I know you might think that you don't need to do that because your style might be very stylized, but for real now, you should do it. Even if your art style is the most cartoonish thing out there, you should still know your fundamentals. Believe me, you will notice your art getting better even if your style isn't even close to realistic. Also, sometimes I find myself burnout. Not because of the action of drawing itself, but because of how I do it. That's why sometimes I get burned out of specifically digital art. Sometimes I just need to switch it up and do some traditional art. Sometimes I just need to try out a different material or a different technique. So, just to sum up everything I've said thus far, to deal with art block and burnout, avoid revolving your entire life on art. Take a break, partake in other hobbies, consume other types of media, learn about things, and spend time with the ones you love most, and take time to meet new people as well. Even when drawing, take some time to do different things every now and then, new styles, new materials, new themes. And finally, if you just don't know what to draw, take this opportunity to work on your fundamentals. I hope this video can be of any help. Leave what you think in the comments, and definitely leave in the comments if you have any other tips on the matter. And with that, we got to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, consider leaving a like and subscribing, and until next time, bye!